Greetings, everyone. This is Gary Witherspoon, the Deputy Project Director for the M.MTA Purple Line. On behalf of Governor Larry Hogan, Transportation Secretary Greg Slater, and M.MTA Administrator Kevin Quinn, welcome to the 6th Community Advisory Team meeting for the Riverdale and Glenridge and New Carrollton communities. Today, you'll be hearing from Tim Pinkerton, the PLTC Area 3 Construction Manager, and Shaquana Shields, the PLTC Communications Supervisor. We'll provide a Purple Line project update, construction progress overview, including work completed, progress photos, and a 6-month look ahead. We'll talk about maintenance of traffic and pedestrian safety, construction work hours, and how to submit questions. Construction is underway and approximately 28% complete. M.MTA's goal is to open the Purple Line in 2 phases. Phase 1 by December 2022, 6 operational stations from New Carrollton Metro to College Park Metro. And Phase 2 by mid-2023, the state considers commercial and residential construction companies as essential to still operate during Maryland's state of emergency. As the Purple Line falls into this category, work will continue to move forward with additional safety measures in place to keep our staff and the public safe. The first complete light rail vehicle is 60% through testing in Elmira, New York, and will head to the Glenridge Operations and Maintenance Facility in Prince George's County for local testing in late 2020.
Hi, everyone. My name is Shaquana Shields, Communications Supervisor with Purple Line Transit Constructors. The stations being covered in this segment are Riverdale Park, Kenilworth, Beacon Heights, East Pines, Glenridge, and New Carrollton Metro. The Riverdale Park Kenilworth station is elevated to allow the LRV to pass over the intersection of Kenilworth Avenue and Riverdale Road, reducing traffic concerns. The station is ADA compliant and is accessed from a series of stairs and/or elevators located on the southern side of the station. It has side platforms and shelters. It makes use of crosswalks at track level to allow crossing of the track to get to the other platform. Beacon Heights, East Pines, Glenridge, and New Carrollton Metro are center platform stations, meaning the tracks run on either side of the platform with the shelter in the center.
Hello, this is Tim Pinkerton, Area Manager for PLTC. In this area along Kenilworth Avenue, we began traffic shifts for the widening of the Kenilworth Avenue leading up to the Riverdale Road intersection, which includes sidewalk and curb reconstruction, traffic signal relocation, and construction. This is an important part of our work. We widen out this intersection so that we continue with the Kenilworth-Riverdale flyover bridge. We also continue relocation of utilities all along the alignment. At the Kenilworth Avenue-Riverdale Road intersection, continue with utility and stormwater relocations. We did complete the installation of the concrete bridge girders. These ultimately support the aerial station. We also began overhead catenary system foundations installation. On Riverdale Road, continue with the ever-present utility relocations and continued on stormwater systems installation. OCS foundations installation began and continued working on retaining wall construction. At the BW Parkway, we installed the precast concrete arched underpass section. This was an important step in the process of reopening the bridge to its original configuration. So we also continued on concrete work, the wire walls, and embankment for the parkway, and then beginning the building, the roadway for the traffic shift back onto the Baltimore-Washington Parkway. Beacon Heights East Pine Station, work started on widening the Riverdale Road, which includes installation of additional utility locations, most of which are underground. Retaining walls and grading for the light rail track at the intersection continued. Still on Veterans Parkway, the retaining walls from Riverdale South are largely complete. Then we continue working on OCS foundations all along the alignment. There's a traction power substation underway located off Patterson Street. Grading for the light rail track continued into the entrance to the Glenridge station. Traffic signal and lane work at the intersection of Annapolis Road has started, and retaining walls for the slope from Annapolis Road to Ellen Road are in place. At the Glenridge Yard, we have a lot of work installing drainage and ponds. Also continued construction of the Operation and Maintenance Facility, the OMF, along with an exterior brick fascias completed, started work on the OMF paint shop. All the interior utilities are underway, and the installation of the gas service line has started. Along Ellen Road, we continue with utility relocations. It started on a 60-inch water line relocation. Of course, notifications for any service impacts will be provided by the utility companies. Started working on the new Carrollton Metro parking lot. Also started grading at the IRS building and bollard replacement. And we continue roadbed and retaining wall construction. Okay, looking forward in the 6-month look ahead along Kenilworth Avenue, we'll continue with traffic shifts to widen the Kenilworth Road leading up to the Riverdale Road intersection. We'll also continue utility relocations and stormwater systems installation. Okay, at the Kenilworth Avenue Riverdale Road intersection, we'll continue with utility relocations and OCS foundations. Begin the bridge deck concrete placement, and work will start on the Riverdale Park Kenilworth Station, starting with the installation of elevators and stair foundations. The elevated portion of the station will start after the placement of the bridge deck. Along Riverdale Road, continue with utility relocations and stormwater systems installation. We'll continue grading the light rail track and OCS foundations and continue with retaining wall construction. At the Baltimore-Washington Parkway, we'll continue with the temporary retaining walls and embankment. We'll complete the north and southbound bridges and traffic shifts for the north and southbound direction back to the original alignment over the rail underpasses. And then after that, we'll demolish the temporary bridges. At the Beacon Heights and East Pine Station, utility relocations will continue. Traffic will be shifted to the north side of Riverdale Road near Veterans Parkway, summer of 2020, in order to facilitate additional utility relocations and light rail track work. The Veterans Parkway, the first phase of maintenance of traffic, shift to establish an additional left-hand turn lane at Annapolis Road intersection to occur in late spring of 2020. Demolish the center median at Ellen Road intersection. Traffic shifts will occur in 3 phases across Annapolis Road for installation of utilities and light rail track. Continue with multiple utility relocations, stormwater systems will continue, and grading for light rail track will continue as well. Also continue with OCS foundations. At Glenridge Yard, we'll keep installing drainage and ponds, continue with retaining walls and OCS foundations, and continue interior construction. The OMF facility near completion in the summer of 2020. Along Ellen Road, we'll continue with utility relocations and also complete the 60-inch water line relocation. Continue with construction of walls near New Carrollton Metro parking lot, then begin phase 2 of Ellen Road closures in the late fall of 2020 to open up Ellen Road between Veterans Parkway and Hanson Oaks Drive, and also close Ellen Road from Hanson Oaks Drive to Emerson Place.
Existing traffic patterns will change as work occurs. Work may occur on both sides of the road and across roadways. When a lane closure is required, a notice will be distributed via email or text. Orange cones and barrels will be in place. Flag person, when required, will direct traffic, and underground utility work may require temporary road plates. Work zones will clearly be marked, and the public should not enter. Pedestrian detours will be clearly signed. When closures occur, alternate access will be provided. Pedestrian crossings will be maintained. Pedestrians should obey construction signage and keep out of work zones at all times. Typical day shift for construction is 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Typical night shift is 7 p.m. to 4:30 a.m. when needed. We are able to work 24/7 with the appropriate notifications and noise waivers. The public will be notified through emails, text, and web notifications, which will be posted on purplelinemd.com for utility shutdowns, road driveway closures, blasting, pile driving, night work, weekend work, and any major lane closure. As always, we encourage everyone to sign up for construction notifications on purplelinemd.com. For construction-related questions and concerns, please contact PLTC Outreach. And for general project questions and comments, please contact M.MTA Public Outreach. Thank you for watching this presentation. Please email your questions to outreach@purplelinemd.com by the date posted in the presentation.